Guys, welcome. I'm here tonight to talk about, I'm here actually with Jim Goodnight. I'm just kidding. What you're looking at is Jim Goodnight, the CEO and founder of SAS. So we live in North Carolina. We know what SAS is. Jim Goodnight is the second richest man in North Carolina next to Epic Games. But Jim Goodnight is the devil when it comes to education and families in North Carolina. Goodnight is a huge, he's a rich guy and is a huge donor to the GOP. Actually, the GOP really has stood against critical race theory. As you know, Tim Moore proposed a bill in the House that would outlaw the teaching of the racist critical race theory doctrine. Phil Berger has made it a huge platform for him as well, and proposing an anti-critical race theory bill, which was, of course, vetoed by Cooper. But the Republican Party has stood against, in the last few months, critical race theory. And so now we have one of the biggest donors to the GOP in the state donating to Moore and Berger, in fact, maxing out at a $5,400 donation. We've got Jim Goodnight donating to do this. So Goodnight, distinguished professor in educational equity at NC State. Okay, educational equity, not a bad thing if it means what it's supposed to mean, right? But we know that equity is a code word very often for critical race theory. In this case, it is. So let's read over the position. By the way, this is the College of Education. So Jim Goodnight is paying for a leading professor to teach our teachers how to teach critical race theory. Let me read it to you. He's looking for someone that can teach math and English, but also embedding in it critical race theory, culturally sustaining pedagogies. Well, we got to look out for that. So he is paying for a professor to come in and teach all of our teachers critical race theory. So Jim Goodnight has made substantial donations to Senator Ballard, Senator Lee. Those two chair the Senate Education Committees as well, and maxed out on their donations, so $5,400. He donated $5,400 to Catherine Truitt. His wife donated $5,400 to Catherine Truitt, and then Jason Saines, he's a representative, I think, in Lumberton, but this is interesting. So Jim Goodnight makes a donation, $5,400 to Jason Saines' campaign, but perhaps unrelated, maybe related, I don't know. Jason Saines turns around and he donates $5,400 to Catherine Truitt's campaign. So, you know, the superintendent has been taking a lot of money from Jim Goodnight, who is now putting up a school for critical race theory, or a professor for critical race theory. You know who didn't get a donation from Jim Goodnight? That would be my representative here, Aaron Paré in Wake County, but it'd also be Mark Robinson. Jim Goodnight bet against Mark Robinson and he lost, and that's just kind of interesting. But again, it's very troubling that this has happened. So this is happening before the primary. So if you're interested in politics, or you vote or whatever, you need to suggest that no matter what side of the aisle that your candidate is on, they do not take money from Jim Goodnight or Ann Goodnight. The Goodnights are responsible for bringing in critical race theory into our teachers, which is absolutely horrific. So we've got a report about this that should be posted in the next couple of days. But again, Jim Goodnight, he is an enemy to families. He's definitely an enemy to teachers with this. He's an enemy to children, because anytime you're putting math with critical race theory, that's a special kind of evil. We need teachers to be teaching math and to be proficient in doing so. So this guy, if your favorite candidate is taking a dime from this guy, you've got to hold your candidate responsible for doing that, and maybe even